First, we're going to talk about two products today that are really changing the way that surgeons are using to correct presbyopia, both in presbyopic patients and now with cataract patients with the IOL. But first, we're going to talk a little bit about the Kamra Inlay. The Kamra Inlay was approved last year, just about this time. And inlays have really taken off now in the United States, really meeting our expectations and actually exceeding them. And part of the reason for that is what's gone into the development of the Kamra Inlay. First of all, the Kamra Inlay, it's very thin. It's 6 microns. It occupies virtually no space, about the size of a red blood cell. And on top of that, it has a curvature that matches the cornea. So there's very little disruption of the corneal surface. And so the tear film is able to be maintained. So as I mentioned, it was approved this time last year, and the adoption of this is really doing very, very well. We have well over 2,000 in the United States already implanted, and we have about an 82.5% readoption rate or reorder rate. You can't get more than that because we're doing a nice slow rollout, because those who just got the product have not had the opportunity to reorder. But again, it's about a 200% increase, so it's really doing well. So let's take a look at the data that we've seen. And what we're getting is from uncorrected visual acuity, we're getting, and these are from marketed patients, those that have been commercially implanted as opposed to those from our clinical trials. We're getting about a 20/25 uncorrected distance visual acuity with J2. And when we target correct that for -3/4 of a diopter, we actually improve the results, particularly early on, without any disruption of the distance visual acuity. So what does this mean? What it means is that as surgeons go ahead and advertise for this type of a product, two things happen. One, it allows to bring back patients who are previous refractive patients who are now entering presbyopia, and then it also allows to be able to compound the dividends from that advertising and bringing patients in who then can qualify for other types of procedures. And this is the pull-through that has been mentioned earlier that has been really successful. We're going to talk a little bit about the IOL now, the IC8. The IC8's been in investigation in Europe and just now being launched commercially. The IC8 standard type of one-piece IOL, but really what's specific about this is the small aperture optics and the high ABI number provide for a really nice, good image quality. And we're going to take a look at that. But first, let's look at the defocus curve. What we're seeing here is in green is the typical defocus that we're seeing with the standard implantation of the lens. And as we target -3/4 of a diopter, we're going to see a nice flat curve. We extend the amount of near vision we're getting to about 2 3/4 of a diopter at 20/32 without any effect on distance vision. So it's really been doing well. So one of the reasons why is this happening? What's going on with this particular situation? What we see is because this shows the modulation transfer function of small aperture optics, and blue is the IC8. The other eye, which is implanted with a monofocal, we see in gray, and we can see the area under the curves of these is really a lot better, so we're getting really good image quality. And when we take a look at the image quality in terms of resolution relative to other products that are currently on the market, in this type of category, we see why the vision is so good when we look at the top, which is the IC8. The other thing that's really important is the ability for this to not only correct these uncorrected types of ametropias that are going on, but as far as astigmatism, we're able to get up to 1.5 diopter of astigmatism correction with this particular IOL and still not lose a line of vision. So the ability to be able to use this and not have to worry about situations in terms of having to use an astigmatic type correction. Finally, the thing that happens is that we also are seeing an effect whereby the lens is able to treat lower order aberrations, we're seeing a great effect on those patients who are previous refractive patients. A lot of the surgeons have claimed that, as well as patients who've had trauma. I'm going to leave it right here with these quotes that we have seen from doctors. First of all, Matteo Piavello believes that this type of technology is going to revolutionize this type of procedure. Burkhard Dick has indicated that it is really the IOL for just about every person because it has none of the downsides of multifocal IOLs in terms of dysphotopsias at all, yet still provides good depth of vision. And finally, one of the most important is from Dr. Morselli, who has indicated that this is a great type of product for patients who've had previous refractive surgery and therefore to be able to correct for some of those lower order aberrations. Thank you.